Now, I don't know about you guys, but waiting for this first sneak peek for the October update, it felt like an eternity. The past few weeks have been very dry in Marvel Future Fight, and I've been really looking forward to update 5.5 because October is a very special month for me when it comes to Marvel Future Fight. That is when I originally started playing this game, when I started taking it seriously. And when I came in, there was a Halloween event featuring one of my favorite supervillains because, as you all know, I'm a big Spider-Man fan. And when I started playing Marvel Future Fight, there was a Halloween event going on with Green Goblin. So every time Halloween rolls around in Marvel Future Fight, I look forward to it simply because there's a few characters in this game that really reminds me of Halloween throughout the year. Characters like Venom, Carnage, Ghost Rider, and of course, the legendary Green Goblin. And many of us, once again, seeing as though it's October, we're hoping for a Halloween update. Many of you guys out there were hoping for a symbiote update. However, with just this one sneak peek, all of our hopes, all of our dreams have been crushed for another year because this update 5.5, is going to be about the Agents of Atlas. That's right, my friends. No symbiote update, and it's not really a Halloween update. I'm sure they'll have a Halloween event with tokens and all that stuff, and they'll sell packages and all that stuff. But for the most part, this is not a Halloween update, and because of that, it's not the update that many people in the community wanted. So a lot of people are going to be very disappointed. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, a lot of people are going to be very toxic on all of the platforms that you guys follow Marvel Future Fight on. So brace yourselves. However, sneak peek number 1 is here. So I wanted to share my thoughts on it, let you guys know how I'm feeling. I know it's a bit of a rant to start the video, but I absolutely have to let you guys know that even though I'm excited for a new update for Marvel Future Fight, I'm not necessarily excited for this update at this point in time. I'm always happy when we get new characters, new uniforms, and all that stuff. But I think October, when we have Venom, like villain Venom, still being a garbage character in this game, Carnage still being garbage, Green Goblin, Ghost Rider. Come on, man. It's a perfect time for them to get a buff. And I understand that all updates have to be approved by Marvel, but damn, this update right here that we're going to get for the Agents of Atlas. This should have been the November update, and we should have gotten something surrounding one of the characters that I just mentioned this month. That's just my 2 cents. Let's get into it. Let's see what CM Fragment had to say this time around, man. I can't lie to y'all. I'm not excited for this, and I know I'm not the only one. The message goes, "Greetings, agents. This is CM Fragment of the Marvel Future Fight team. After receiving intel about a new East Asian hero who emerged to protect Asia, I immediately traveled to the Far East to investigate. When I arrived at the location of the hero, I noticed some traces which suggest that a battle happened here. I'll share more clues about what I found. 2 items found in the battleground. And you can see for yourself, there's a sword here that is surrounded by what seems to be some type of energy. Or if you keep reading down here, you see that it says a sword surrounded by raging wind are the only 2 clues I could find. Can you figure out who these heroes are?" Keep in mind, they originally said hero. Now they're saying heroes, which means there's more than one. And if you've been following the Agents of Atlas just on Twitter or just reading the comics because it's new, you'll know that the heroes that they're mentioning here are actually Arrow and Swordmaster. Now, you guys may not be following too closely, so you may not know who they are, but basically, they're 2 new Chinese superhero. Just like Wave, who was the first ever Filipino superhero, these characters are 2 new Chinese superheroes. They're original characters created by Marvel now, not Netmarble, right? And they're now going to be featured in Marvel Future Fight. Now, I have no problem with Marvel diversifying their roster. More power to them. I am very happy with that. However, right, I am not too happy with the fact that this just seems like it's a promo move where Marvel approved this update because the comics just came out for these characters and they want to get more readers. They want to reach a wider audience, so they figured they'll go ahead and drop this update into Marvel Future Fight in hopes that a couple people will then go pick up the comics and support them that way. This just seems like a giant ad to me that is being placed into Marvel Future Fight in the form of an update. That's how I see this. Now, I'm hoping, right, that these characters, Arrow and Swordmaster, even though I think their names are lame as hell, because Arrow, the girl, right, basically her power is she can sense wind, she can control wind, and she can like hear your heartbeat and all kinds of stuff like that. Basically, she's like Aang from Avatar: The Last Airbender. She's an airbender. However, her name is just really lame. Arrow? Really? She controls air. So we're just going to call her Arrow. You mean that milk chocolate that Nestle is created? Really? Like, it's just really crazy. And then Swordmaster. I wonder what he does. He uses a sword. Like, it's just, come on, like the creativity on these names, fam. Like, Marvel, y'all gotta do better than that, man. So yeah, boys, any of you guys are gonna get like super upset and crazy about the fact that these are characters that are once again being created by Netmarble and forced upon you. No. These characters are actually being created by Marvel themselves, okay? It's not like Luna Snow, it's not like Sharon Rogers, and it's not like Kristen and Io. These are actually being created by Marvel and they're being implemented into Marvel Future Fight. So it's kind of like a giant ad, kind of like with the movies where we get movie updates and then they promo the movie like here. But basically this time we're getting a promo update for a comic book that just came out for heroes that most of us don't know about and frankly don't care about yet because we don't know much about them, right? Swordmaster, basically he's just a kid with a sword and he's just trying to find his daddy. Okay, that's basically the gist of what I've gathered about the character. I will definitely be reading up on him a little bit because I like diversity. I'm a heavy comic book reader and I also read a lot of manga. So anything that combines both of them, because they both, like both of these characters, they look very anime-ish, not necessarily comic book-ish, right? So they look like something you would see in a manga and not in a comic book. So it's nice to see Marvel diversifying their lineup. But I don't know if this is the right time per se for the Marvel Future Fight community. If this was the November update and then we got a Halloween update in October, then a lot more people would be receptive of this. But I feel like right now, a lot of people are going to feel as though this update is being forced upon them as a giant ad from Marvel and it's not a real update. All I can say though is I hope these characters are actually done properly and they don't get treated kind of like how Wave got treated. Wave feels very incomplete, and thank goodness, thank heavens, that she actually has a tier 2 passive that makes her a long-term character, what you can use in World Boss Ultimate, right? If she didn't have that tier 2 passive that makes it so that she's good for World Boss, nobody would care about her. So if these two characters that are coming in for this update, if they get an incomplete kit like Wave and they don't have some kind of amazing tier 2 passive that can be used as a support, right? Nobody's gonna care about them after this update, and once again it's gonna feel like it was just a wasted update. And the last few updates have not been very appealing to a lot of people. So Netmarble, tread lightly, be very careful. You don't want to piss off the people who are funding your game. Multiple updates in a row, and I feel like, yeah, one of these two characters, they're probably going to be a heroic quest character, kind of like White Fox, kind of like Wave. So brace yourself. And frankly, if they do that, is that even a smart idea? Because nobody knows these characters. What incentive would people have to pay for them? Besides the fact that, yeah, they may give them a tier 2 passive that you can use in World Boss. But we have so many already. So is that really a reason to? I don't know. I'm speculating here. I'm just very interested in seeing how this thing turns out. And I hope these characters actually get done properly. Frankly, out of all this, Agent of Atlas news, the only thing that I can say I'm genuinely excited for, that gets my blood boiling, right, is actually the fact that there are 3 possible uniforms that we could be getting that makes me very happy. And it's for these 3 right here. I like Amadeus Cho, but he's the worst Hulk in the game right now. And it would make me very happy if he got the uniform that he now rocks in the Agent of Atlas, the bronze uniform, that makes it so that he's a much better character, one that I can have a little bit of fun with. And yeah, ultimately, if he gets a uniform, which I think he will, because this is an Agent of Atlas update, right, I will tier 2 him, and hopefully it makes him as good, or in my opinion, better than Hulk, because even Hulk is not that good. And yeah, if Hulk is the barometer, that's pretty bad. Also, Shang-Chi, I literally tier 2 this guy last night after I made my Ghost Panther video. A couple of you guys hit me up asking for Shang-Chi gameplay, and I actually tier 2'd him. So it's actually quite surprising that he's getting a uniform, possibly. And the reason why I said he's possibly getting a uniform is because not only is he featured in the Agents of Atlas comic, he's also featured in the Swordmaster comic, because Swordmaster is also getting his own comic book run, just like Arrow. I believe she's also getting her own as well. And Silk, even though her uniform right here looks like the one that she has in the Agent of Atlas, I'm sure Netmarble can spice it up a little bit and give us a uniform for Silk. As many of you guys know, I have a lot of love for the spiders, and right now she is one of the worst spiders in the game. Definitely better than Spider-Gwen, but not by enough for me. And you guys know, back in the day, Silk was my bae, right? Still love her, love the websuit, but I'm looking forward to uniforms for these 3. And the fact that I don't have to wait until Shang-Chi gets his MCU debut, you know what I'm saying? That would make me very happy. This is basically, these 3 right here could possibly be the highlight of 5.5 for me. You know what I'm saying? Unless these new characters come in and the way how they play is extremely fun, and they also come in with amazing kits. But then again, people would be very, very upset. Imagine if these new characters that are coming in are better than Emma Frost and Magic. You know what? Let me not stir the pot. I'm going to just leave it like this, okay? Just imagine. I'm not going to go any further. Boys, I'm going to wrap it up right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Let me know how you guys are feeling. Personally, the only joy that I get from this news is the potential uniforms for these 3. I don't really care too much about these new characters just because I don't know enough about them yet. You know what I'm saying? Characters that's been around for decades in the MCU or in the comics, I have an attachment to them. So when they get an update, I'm very excited. I come in, I'm screaming, I'm hype, right? But for these characters, Arrow and Swordmaster, I don't know too much about them. So it's going to be interesting to see how they come to the game and what kind of impact they have. So yeah, boys, leave me your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know if you're excited, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.